Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Coming Home, live after SAS. My name is Viviana Premazzi. I was the Intercultural Communication Specialist for Voyage 134. And together with me, there is Mama DeCaro, ASL Interpreter, also for Voyage 134. And today we have a very special guest, someone who has a very interesting story, because if I'm not mistaken, she was not actually supposed to sail our entire voyage. So welcome, Alison, and welcome to our program, our project. The first question I'm going to ask you straight away is like to introduce yourself. So who are you, and ask also why did you sail on voyage 134?
My name is Alison Henriksen, and I am from Salt Lake City, Utah, and have been many places, but this is where I am. Um, I'm an actor, and I have been very lucky I'm mom of five, grandma of four, but I'm lucky enough that I have a son who is an ASL interpreter who is engaged to the person on the screen now, Emma, and the two of them were hired to come and be interpreters on the ship, and I was lucky enough to be invited as their companion to go along on this amazing journey. And it was sort of last minute when I found out that that was something that I could do, and I just immediately agreed. Said, I don't care how hard this will be to get ready, I'm coming. And so glad I did.
Yeah, I think also we're all so glad, and yeah, because we felt your energy, like we felt really it was beautiful to have you in the voyage. And so then you sailed the entire voyage. I don't know if that was a legend that you were not supposed to sail the entire
Yeah.
voyage, but then you did.
Yeah.
And so then what was SAS for you?
The Mustard Sea.
Mhm.
Um, well, it was one of the greatest adventures of my life, really, and a life-changing experience. But yes, I was only going to sail for half the trip. We talked and I thought, oh, it'll be a long voyage probably, and I haven't really prepared for that. I hadn't even looked at, the itinerary. I was like kind of new and fresh. But halfway through, not quite halfway, but we went, I think after the first port and the
Yeah.
first couple of weeks on ship, I had made already beautiful friendships. I had fallen in love with crew, the whole experience. And I went to Emanila and I said, I know that I was supposed to leave in Cape Town and I'm booked for that, but I'm not going. If you support me in staying, I would like to stay longer. And so my supportive husband agreed and they agreed. And I was just so thrilled to be able to extend my trip for the whole voyage and be able to experience everything that was offered on SAS.
Yeah, I think we can also ask like straight away live how was for Emma to have you stay for the
Let's
entire
do
voyage.
that.
I guess.
Let's
Let's
do
do that.
that. There were
Everywhere
many
Allison goes is a better experience, so I'm so happy she stayed.
ah.
Thank you. I'm sure everyone was like, it was a surprise. And then it was like, yeah, probably this is the best decision for her and for our community. So I'm also very glad that you stayed. So
Definitely for me.
yeah. And so then we came back. Like we disembarked in Bangkok, we came back. So what do you miss the most about SAS now that more than 2 months passed?
Yes, everything. But I would say the most, it's always people for me. Even though every experience in every port and the ship life, everything was my favorite. So each port I would say, this is my favorite, this is my favorite. But the best part were my connections that I was able to form with the most beautiful people on this excursion, this trip, this people want to say cruise, and we know it was not a cruise. It was a life-changing experience. But yes, the people I have made such beautiful friends that we're in communication. I just sent texts recently. I'm going to see them soon, some of them, not all, but some soon. I have a wedding coming up. My son and Emma, who were the interpreters on the ship, are getting married. And so I will be her mother-in-law. And so we're planning a wedding. So I'll see some people, they live there where they're getting married. So see some wonderful lifelong friends. So it's always the people that I will miss forever.
Yeah. And so tell us on the other side, one of your favorite memories. I know this is a difficult question because
It is.
yeah.
I mean, so many pop into my mind, but I think every port there was a favorite moment or time. I think I was lucky enough to go with Em and Eli and the two deaf students, Julia and Macy, on many deaf tours with people that were local in country that they had arranged for them to go and talk and have a deaf guide, go to deaf schools. And I think the cultural experience of that and being in the different countries, just all of the culture experiences were so amazing for me and changed how I saw so much of the difference of people in the world. And I loved that. But I one thing I do remember, I have to say, I spent my birthday on the ship and Christmas and Thanksgiving and Halloween, and as you did. And my friends, my new friends, arranged a birthday party, the pink party. And that was a highlight, just having these wonderful new friends care about me enough to just make this beautiful evening with food and drink and cake and gifts. And they were just so wonderful and I felt special. So I would say that was a highlight for sure.
Amazing.
Can I say another one
Oh,
really
yes,
fast?
yes.
Because I want to show.
I will not cut
show.
from the memory. I'm not so mean.
I know, and I just want to sit and talk for like 3 hours, and then you will edit what you want to put.
With it.
But having my ship daughters on my ship family, I'm gonna cry talking about it because that was profound to be able to have this little time of mentoring these beautiful 4 women, young women in college who we didn't have massive amounts of time together, but the times that we had together, we bonded so deeply that I care about them and want to know where their life leads them. And we're a little bit in touch, you know, they have busy college life, but I just loved that experience. I loved having that connection and being able to bond with some of the students on board.
Yeah, I think that's beautiful. And just maybe to mention it, even and explain, this is kind of one of the program on the ship because it's not only academic, it's not only study, and it's not also only leisures or party, but there are also kind of like this social life on the ship. And one is the extended family program where
Right.
you can kind of adopt or be like mother, father,
Be adopted.
be adopted exactly by daughters or sons on the ship. And so I also had my ship family, and that was, I agree with you, that was beautiful. Like even if we didn't have too many meetings, but like the bonding with them and also following them now, it's a beautiful experience. So yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
And then how was like, we're doing this also because like coming back can be easy and smooth for people, but we know that for most of the people it's not, and there's nothing bad. Actually is part of having the fact that we had a great, incredible, life-changing experience, and then we are coming back to our busy life or less busy life, and so then there is this adjustment to do. So how was coming back for you, and did you have any struggle? Is there something you want to share that maybe can also help others?
I think both. I was excited to come home after that long to see my grandchildren and my husband, and you know, coming home is reuniting is always wonderful. But yes, it was heart-wrenching also to know that that was one of the most beautiful experiences of my life, and to leave it and know that, you know, maybe that was it. Sorry, oh my gosh.
I know.
I'm a little emotional talking about it, but just it just there, I don't know if you can recreate that. Even if I mean I hope to go on again. I would do it in a heartbeat again. But can you recreate that exact experience? No. It will be a different one. Still beautiful and wonderful with new people, but that was incredibly life-changing for me. And I did love being busy. I loved waking up. I'm a night owl. So I like to be out, you know, playing at night, working at night, whatever. And I sleep in. Well, on the ship, I was very interested in participating in everything. I wanted to just embrace every moment. So definitely would get up like other people do. So I would wake up right on time. I didn't want to miss global studies. I quite often miss breakfast, but I did not want to miss global studies. First of all, Viviana, it was one of my favorites. Seeing you and hearing your voice every morning and your beautiful different scarves that you wore. I won't forget that. It inspired me, all the bright, beautiful colors. But I learning about that was just such a part of the experience that was so beautiful, was learning about the places we were going to, learning at the culture, learning the religions. And so I loved the classes. I was able to take about 5 classes, and I don't think I was supposed to. I mean, I just sat in, but yeah, shh, no one can get mad at me now. But I was able to pick 3 that I was really part of. So I did, well, always global studies was one, but then world religions with Stephen was incredible, just really fun and interesting. And I loved one of the classes I took was current world problems, which as we were sailing, there were so many current world problems. And we had a hard time sometimes getting, internet. So we couldn't always keep totally abreast, but we would come in and talk about, what's going on in the world as we're traveling around the world, close to the countries that things were happening in. And that was so fascinating for me. I never wanted to miss any of these classes. Oceanography with Sarah Gray, I loved. And Emma and Eli were in there as well. They were interpreting. And so I learned so much in her class. I just feel like I was in college and I was, maybe I was going to get my master's degree, which, no, that didn't happen. But it felt like I was doing something, intellectual and learning and growing. And I took notes. And even though I took no tests, I took notes and I talked and I participated in class projects. And that was just one of my favorite parts, to be able to really just delve in to what the students were doing and enjoy that whole community, professors, students, lifelong learners, companions, everything.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And then like the more we are doing this, I'm trying to highlight also some keywords that are coming out from the interviews. And one is grow, like grow through learning, but grow also through like sharing together as a community. So thank you for that. And so my last question is, okay, we came back, we are back.
All right.
It's 2.5 months. What strategies have you like developed to cope? What resources did you find? What to adjusting and readjusting to your life?
Okay, I think first of all, there was, some postpartum, post-trip, sadness, even though coming home was wonderful, beautiful, and I just got right into, my regular life. I was used to this 4 months of structure and being busy and excitement about the next place we were visiting and the next thing on board that was happening. I loved the crew, so I miss my crew family. I think there was a lot of sadness about that. And so I just jumped back in, to life like you have to do. It was good because I have friends that, missed me and I was able to join back into my regular activities. But I do feel like I wasn't as busy. I was busy with grandkids and, normal stuff, but I felt like maybe this wasn't as important because on ship it felt like every day there was something and I was involved in things that I felt like I was worthwhile doing. So, yeah, I think I'm still working on that, finding ways to feel that way, that there's important things. I do a lot of volunteering and I haven't gone back into that yet, but that's how I plan to go ahead and make it work. And take what I learned there and how I felt there. I love to encourage people and be influential with others. And I just think that that's where I feel worth. And I feel like I'm giving to the community. So
thank you. And that's also, and thank you for sharing, because there are 2 things again that are not only what you are experiencing, but it's also what like expert and books said that people experience after this, like study abroad, living abroad, or teaching abroad. It's like how like I had something that was so intense, or so it seems everything was like worthy, or doing something for the world, or
Yes.
challenging, like mentally, or like professionally challenging. And now I'm back to a reality that seems less worthy or less challenging. And this is something everyone is kind of going through a different extent. And so it's like how actually I can feel, or I can like feel my reality with something that I learned there, or how also I can recreate that feeling. And so maybe also starting doing something different, or going back to do something, as you said, for the community, or for helping people to grow and develop. So thank you so much. I think that for the challenges that you share, but also for the resources that are you're already finding. And then it's not easy. And also, like experts said, I should say this, like it needs time. So we also need to be very patient with ourselves and give ourselves time. But thank you so much, Alison. That was like beautiful, and I wish you all the best. And thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you in the next episode of our series.
Thank you. Thank you,
Bye.
Viviana. Lovely to see you.